Hi everyone and welcome back. In this lesson, we're going to learn how to form WH word questions using the verb to be. In this lesson, we will focus on interrogative pronouns. Interrogative pronouns are pronouns we use to make questions, and there are 5 interrogative pronouns: what, which, who, whom, and whose. We'll first focus on what and which. Let's first take a look at an example question that uses what. What is delicious? What is delicious? We can use what to ask for information about people or things. And in this question, we are asking about the object that is delicious. The general structure of a WH word question is a WH word, the verb to be, and then we can have a noun, an adjective, or a prepositional phrase. In this question, we have the adjective delicious. Here are 2 more example questions. What is the prize? What is the prize? What is in the box? What is in the box? In the first question, we have the noun prize after the verb to be. But in the second question, we have the prepositional phrase in the box after the verb to be. When the word after the verb to be is a noun, the verb to be must agree with the noun that comes next. In this question, prize is singular, so we use the singular form is. However, if the noun is plural, then we use the plural form of the verb are. Here's an example sentence. What are the prizes? What are the prizes? So here we use the plural form of the verb to be are, as prizes is plural. We can also use are with adjectives or prepositional phrases if we are asking about many things. So we can say, what are delicious and what are in the box. However, these question forms are less common. Lastly, we can also use am if the subject is I. So we can say, what am I? But again, this type of question is less common. Okay, so let's first do a speaking practice of these questions. What is delicious? What is the prize? What is in the box? What are the prizes? That was great. Well done. Let's now take a look at how we use which. Which is delicious? Which is delicious? When we use which, we are asking about a set number of choices. So if there are 3 cakes in front of me, then I can use which and ask which of the 3 cakes is delicious. Now, if there are no cakes in front of me and I'm asking about an unlimited number of choices, then I can use what. When we use which, we can ask which is or which are, depending on what we are asking about. If we are asking about one thing, then we can ask which is. But if we are asking about many things, then we can ask which are. So the question can be asked like this as well. Which are delicious? Which are delicious? And this question would ask about many things rather than one thing. Here are a few more example questions. Which is your car? Which is your car? Which are for me? Which are for me? Which are mine? Which are mine? So as you can see, we can have a noun after the verb to be. We can have a prepositional phrase for me. And we can ask which are when we are asking about many things. Okay, so let's now do a speaking practice of these questions. Which is delicious? Which are delicious? Which is your car? Which are for me? Which are mine? Excellent job, well done. Now, both what and which can also be used as determiners, and this means that they can be used with nouns. Here are 2 example questions. What school subjects are fun? What school subjects are fun? Which movie is your favorite? Which movie is your favorite? So as you can see, what and which are used with the nouns school subjects and movie. And if the noun is plural, such as subjects, we use the plural form of the verb are. But if the noun is singular, such as movie, then we use is. Here are a few more example questions. What book is on your desk? What book is on your desk? What sizes are available? What sizes are available? Which city is on the coast? Which city is on the coast? Which restaurants are good? Which restaurants are good? Okay, so let's now do a speaking practice of these questions. What school subjects are fun? Which movie is your favorite? What book is on your desk? What sizes are available? Which city is on the coast? Which restaurants are good? Fantastic job, well done. Let's now move on to the final quiz. In the final quiz, you will see sentences with blanks, and you have to say the correct sentence by filling in the word with correct words. In some of the questions, you will be prompted to use either the singular or the plural form of the verb to be. Okay, so let's begin the quiz. What is the capital city of France? What are the popular books for teenagers? Which are for the students? Which is my drink? What is your name? What book is yours? Which song is number 1? Which bus is your bus? Fantastic efforts, well done. Okay, so in this lesson, we learned how to use the interrogative pronouns what and which and form questions using the verb to be. Next, we have a practice lesson, so make sure to take that lesson for more speaking practice. See you soon again. Bye-bye.